Yo, welcome back to another episode of the High Value Agent Podcast, where we inspire people to create a better life through real estate. 84% of real estate agents have not sold a single house in 2026. Let that sink in. Think about this. That means that the agent shortage that everyone is complaining about, it's not a shortage of licenses, it's a shortage of actual production. So if you even closed one deal this year, you're already outperforming the majority of the industry. Now, I know your goal isn't just to close one deal, but look at how low the bar is. And let me reframe the stat. So this isn't bad news. I don't share this message today to try to put fear in your heart, fear in your mindset. I don't want you to take this as negativity. This is not bad news. This is the biggest opportunity in real estate right now. You're in the most opportune time to build a great business. Every year, the herd is getting thinner. And so the agents who show up and are actually doing the lead generating, they're prospecting, they're doing their follow ups, they're following a proven system and process. They are inheriting the market share of the people who quit. They are inheriting the market share of the people who are going to quit, who have already quit. And so 84% of the agent population not selling a house, it does not mean the market is bad, the market is dead. It just means 84% of agents never had a business. All they had was a license. So I want to unpack why it's happening. And so then you have context to make the right judgment and take advantage of this opportunity. Because again, this is not a bad thing. This is a great opportunity. So why is this happening? Well, number one, as always, they don't have the habit to actually generate business. They don't lead generate. They don't prospect. They rely on hope. They rely on the passive approach of, hey, when somebody is ready, they'll reach out to me, or when my friend is ready, they'll reach out to me, or if I make a Facebook post or an Instagram or a TikTok, I'm going to generate some business. Like, could you? Yes. Is it sustainable? Maybe. Is it going to be able to allow you the income needed to pay your bills right now today? No. No. And so they're not doing any type of lead generating. They're not doing any prospecting. They don't have a follow-up process or cadence or system. So they have people that they may have in their data bank or their database, but they're not communicating with those people. And then let's talk about like their environment. Their environment most likely has zero or little accountability. There's nobody constantly checking their activity. And so it's very easy for their activity to drop down to zero. Imagine this. Imagine being in an environment where the standard is you're going to, you're going to close 12 deals a year to be a part of this environment. The standard is you're going to prospect in the database for at least an hour. The standard is you're going to talk to 20 people, 22-minute conversations a week. Imagine an environment where the standard is productivity. Productivity. There's a big, there's a very big chance you're going to succeed. Period. And so, like, you have some people that are chasing motivation, right? They're looking for the next motivational quote or the next motivational video to try to get them going to finally one day think about doing the work, where you should be chasing the habits and the discipline needed for you to go out there and chop that wood and carry the water, and doing it when you don't feel like it. And so when we talk about the 16%, so we, the 84%, they're not doing the activities. The 16%, most of them are treating it like a business, not a hobby, not a hobby. They have daily non-negotiables. They're making their calls, they're making their reach outs, they're making sure that people in their database is being touched and adding value, and they're measuring that, right? They're keeping track of their data, they're tracking their numbers, and they're doing this consistently. It's just part of their cadence. They don't wait for one day to feel ready. Like, they take the action and then they allow the mindset to follow. Let me say that one more time. They action and then they allow the mindset to follow. They most likely, or most of them that are really, really succeeding, they have a coach or a team or both, and or a system that actually holds them accountable, because they have the humility to know that willpower alone, you're not going to be able to rely on willpower all the time to get you through this business. We're human. We need to, and the importance of the environment that you're in, and the power of embracing accountability. They have that. And again, the 16%, remember, if you sold one home, you're in the 16%. I think if you're only selling one home a year, you're probably not able to maintain your lifestyle, whatever lifestyle that is. But we're not saying if you sell one home a year, you're successful. I'm not saying that. It's relative. 10 homes a year may be a success in your book. For others, it may be 50. For others, it may be 250, right? But I do know, like, I'm speaking to the, like, if you're listening to this because you're a high value agent, or you're striving to become one. So I'm talking to that person. I'm talking to the high value agent. If you want to be a high value agent, like, you're going to make sure you're in the right environment that's going to positive is going to bring positive challenges your way to help you make a decision to step up and be successful or not, right? That's if you're a high value agent, because we understand willpower to make the calls and do the work every day. Like, can I get you through a day? Yeah. Can it get you through a month? Oh, that's tough. You need the environment for that. You need the environment to help you feel implied accountability, help you feel implied accountability. The environment creates that. And that causes a little bit of a tension, you know, between in the relationship between you and that environment. And if you're bought in, you don't want the environment down, right? You value the environment, because if you committed for at least 90 days, being in that environment and doing what the environment is holding you accountable to do, you would see and feel and experience that there's value there, right? But that tension now creates action that helps you take the action that you need. So I want you to ask yourself this question. When we talk about the 84-16 split, right? Which side of that 84-16 split are you actually on? Which side are you on? And not who you say you are, but who your calendar and your production says you are, what your calendar and your production and your habits say you are. If you're in the 84%, listen to me. The fix is not the next new shiny object. It's not the next script. It's not the magical lead source that promises if you pay for this, you don't have to do any work and you're just gonna be able to double your business. It's not that. That is people trying to sell you on shit because they never built a business in real estate. So now they're trying to build a business off you by selling you lies that you can make it in this business and not do any work. All you got to do is pay for this magic hack. The fix is actually picking up the activity that you know you need to do. Period. Period. So you could either be in the 84% or you could be in the 16. And then we can even talk about the top 1% of the 16%. Strive to be the top 1% of the 16%. That's where you need to be. That's what you want to strive for. 84% of the agents that are not selling a house this year, like it's on them. It's their fault. It's not the market, it's nothing else. And the people who are actually closing deals, I won't say it's necessarily an IQ thing. I just think it's more of an EQ thing. I think it's an emotional intelligence, being able to, have that emotional maturity to do the right thing. And because of that, they're standing. They're still standing. So this is what it takes, y'all. But this data, the stat, I mean, it's what it is, and be ready. If you are listening to this and you're winning big in your business, congratulations. There's going to be a thinning of the herd. There's going to be a lot of market share to grab out there. Take advantage of it. And if you're on the other side of that, where you're trying to figure it out, you're struggling, listen, you're in this situation because there's a lesson that needs to be learned. And so consider this your classroom and look for the lessons. And then once you identify what the lesson is, what are you learning? Apply it and never look back. Never look back. Okay. I'm always here to support. As always, my messages are focused on creating change, helping you break through. And my message is obviously built towards real estate, but this can happen and be applied to just life as well. And so I want to continue to support y'all by bringing that message forward. As always, if you saw, you felt, you experienced value in this, please share it with a friend. Like, comment, subscribe, leave a review. You know what to do. As always, I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Be strong. Peace.